G'day and welcome to another slow and steady video here on the channel. My name is KT and today, well, it's not Trucking Tuesday, but there's been an impromptu drop of a trailer that concerns one of our key genres, so we're going to talk about it, right? I've had a look at the trailer, I've watched it once, I watched it twice, and I've watched it 3 times, and I thought I need to come back on this game. It's so vastly different. Road Studios look to be... Is it Road Studios and Movie Studios? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Still very new to this YouTube lark, but I'm enjoying it. Look, got a bit of rain. Actually sounds quite nice when there's not passing traffic. Last time we were here, we think we dropped over a bulldozer for repair. And here's our truck. Now, one of the nice things about, as much hate as this game got, it was the realism that draws us to these games, So I'm just going to jump in the truck, and what we're going to do is we're going to drive over to a spot, and we're going to talk about the trailer. We're going to do a deep dive into the trailer, and I'm going to give my thoughts. The game is also not coming out until 2027, which is crazy. We'll probably be on the PlayStation 6 by then, Let's get this truck started up. In case you're wondering, you may have seen from the thumbnail, we're talking about the next iteration, the follow-on from Alaskan Road Truckers, and it's called Road Truckers, which we all thought, or I did, that was going to be a road trucking game based maybe on some sort of European city, maybe. And it was going to be along the likes of this, with dials, working dials. We've got a rev gauge there. What else have we got? A walnut dash. We've got an 8-ball for a gear stick. That's pretty cool. We've got a microwave. We've got a bed, and we've got a sleeper truck. And there's been loads of things that we've said about this game. I mentioned it in videos before that they should lose the sat nav in the bottom left-hand corner. And just use the one on the dash. There's no need for this clutter, But I think this is one of the problems. It's like, are they truckers? Are they passionate about the genre? And I think, sadly, by looking at their latest trailer, the answer is no. And sadly, I don't think I'll be covering it on the channel. I know I do Trucking Tuesdays, but I like to do realism, and it looks like a story. Anyway, let's just crack on. Right, so we got our truck started. Right, let's put some lights on because it's raining. Let's put the dashboard lights on, and for giggles, let's have the heater on as well because it looks a bit of a cold day. And let's get the fudge out of here. So up a couple of gears. Wonder if it's got manual gears. So we're going to roll on out. We're going to go to we're going to go up to a sort of site of interest, if you like, a point of interest. So just checking here. We're going to indicate right, check our left. Looks pretty clear. Hard to see, when you pull up on these junctions. If you drive anything like a van, you'll know that you need to pull up on the junctions to be able to see left. But I'll also have those wipers on as well. But we're turning right. Up a couple of gears. Couple more up in the 7th, and straight up in the 9th. A little bit of block change in there. And we're going to talk about it. So they were talking about cruise control is going to be in the new game, but it's also an RPG. Well, I guess this is kind of RPG, although it was never marketed. Maybe it was. We got the survival element. And that is apparent in the new game. But if you stick with me, let me just get to this destination, and we'll have a sit down on a bit of a park bench. Hopefully the rain would have stopped, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about it. But yeah, I don't know why you would drop a trailer so early when it's not coming out until 2027. Seems quite crazy. And also, whoever is responsible for the artwork, let's just put the handbrake on. Just going to check outside because last time we got thumped from behind, so it's going to check, make sure we don't get hit. Our driver looks quite good in there, doesn't she? She looks great. Okay, let's go. Handbrake off. Oh, a couple of gears. 4 for 2. And looking for this this spot here somewhere. I think I don't know where it would be. The lights are on green. Forgive me while I just look for this point of interest. I'm not sure I've picked it up before. Is it over there? Yeah, there it is. There's the yellow. This rain's not helping me. Is there a yard we can pull into? We'll pull in behind the copper, right? And just watch up front as it comes round. We might have to throw it in reverse. There you go. The copper's not going to mind. Look, there's even a couple of benches. I said there'll be benches. Wipers off, lights off, engine off. Now, I like walking in the rain, so we're not going to put a coat on. Oh, it looks like the police officer has gone to get a donut. Right, not going to do the point of interest. We're going to go over to a bench. This is one of the... I believe it's not... Oh, we should look at it, shouldn't we? Let's have a quick look what we're looking at. This is the Fairbanks Moose Antler Arch. The world's farthest North Antler Arch is also touted as the getaway to downtown Fairbanks. It was built in 2010 from more than 100 antlers of various types. I mentioned this on a previous video. I do wish that they'd actually put the photo of the real antler arch so we can go, wow, that looks incredible. Because all they've done there really is put, you know, a generated image. Yeah, the antlers were provided by hunters and farmers of the interior Alaska. I'm sure the poor deer and elk didn't give their permission, but you know, there we go. Okay, let's get to it. So the sun is coming up or down. I don't know what time it is. It's 4:22 in the morning, top left-hand corner, and we're going to have a little chat. So the trailer dropped, and I'm going to walk through it with you. So initially from the get-go, I thought, wow, that the marketing is something you would see off of potentially a shovelware game or a cozy game. Maybe it's given that kind of vibe. I don't really know. But then the opening scene, which is really odd, actually. If you watch this trailer with me, pop it on your phone. If you watch this on the telly or something, but so the and watch the trailer with me as we dissect it. Beautiful scene. It kind of opens up. We've got this. I wish I could play it for you. I tried recording it. I don't have the gear here. You know, I'm just a very small YouTuber at the moment. Plan is to grow, and the plan is to invest in more kit for the channel. But at the moment, you know, yeah, you'll have to just bear with me. It's a super new channel. But the opening scene has got Road Studio Presents, and this truck is just heading into the sunset. The clouds look gorgeous. It's like something out of a film. When that has no correlation to the opening thumbnail. You know, it looks almost film-like, and I'm like, wow. You know, if you'd shown me that opening scene, I would have literally just you know, I would have been absolutely blown away. So that's the opening scene, and then we cut to our little truck that's in the garage. It looks like a little, I don't know, European kind of. It almost looks like a pickup. The sort of size of it, it's, you know, it's not. Is it a truck? And the way she says, oh, it was kind of patronizing. I wish I had the ability to listen to it with you and walk through it. But she says, and so we got your truck and we fixed it up for you. Oh, I was like, oh my God, are you talking to a child? That was my impression. Yeah, so we've still got the clouds in the back as we spin around. We've got a big cow. That's quite common over there in America. And then we've got this rocket stop thing with a rocket, something out of like maybe, I don't know, Fallout or something like that, with a little bit of but the dust kicking up from the back of the wheels looks a little kind of again, it just has that cartoony look at what we're looking here. Look where we are. Look what they've come from. Look at that sun glistening off the road. Although I don't know if you've ever seen that, but you'll never see the sun in the sky. We've got a sunset happening, but you will never find the sun. Honestly, check it out. If you're playing this game, go look for the sun. You'll never find it. But that texture there, I do wish the camera wouldn't bubble when you walk, like this. But anyway, there's times where this game looks amazing, and all it needed was some TLC. I kind of, yeah. Let's move on. So we come into this little town. It looks like this town is going to be your hub, and the graphics have gone for a completely different style. The truck interiors do not look as detailed as what we have with all the gauges in our truck that we've just driven down here. And then it cuts into these perks, and we've got truck, character, business, town, and game. And then we've got perks remaining. It says faster walking speed with a full stomach. So I was like, oh, okay, so we've got all this, these perks, and they're sort of done with a bear, which is very odd. And then challenge accepted, more respect within the game. You've also, if you take a look at the jobs, it looks like you have a chart, and on the right-hand side, there's like a sort of timer. So there's going to be timed missions in this, and then there's fragile, from what I can make out, location. Then the next scene is a story, sort of like there's an interaction and a call and answer, if you like. There's a woman there asking about a job, and there's a couple of question replies. So we're going back to this story that obviously Truck Driver has, and Truck Driver the American Dream, and so it looks like it's going to be a narrative driven truck RPG, cozy little title. Let's move on. So then the truck exits the property. It reverses up. I did notice, I'm a sucker for this, there was no reversing lights on that truck. I know it was in the daytime, but I don't know if the attention to detail has been lost. They mention on the... I think they mentioned during the trailer that there was going to be air brakes, but I can't see it in a game like this. So it reverses it to a trailer, then we're given another look. And, the textures they've almost been pulled right back, from this realism that we've got here. With the sun, or let's keep walking around here actually. I wonder how far we can walk around. Can we walk over the brow of the hill? This is going to be lost, and it's going to be quite a sort of, I don't even know how to describe it. Feel free to write in the comments, but it's going to lose, that realism feel, whether you think Alaskan Road Truckers hit that brief or not. But I'm looking down here at the trailer thinking, well, this is poles apart, We next pull up next to a guy next to a trailer, like a trailer park, looking for jobs again. And then we end up pulling into the garage. Now, another scene actually looks quite nice. It pulls in, and suddenly it doesn't look cartoony. And so we pull into the garage, and we can see that yet again we've got the upgrades of the garage to do. So that's how it will be done. You can also change the cab, but looking at it, it still looks like a very sort of a large pickup truck that's pulling these trucks. I don't know if it's just me. I'm just thinking that's a tyre. That comes up to probably my, I don't know, maybe just over my knee. There's the cab. The bonnet, I don't know, so the thing is, I do Trucking Tuesdays, and I want to do role play, and I want to just get engrossed in it. I don't think I can do that with a narrative story. And so, there'll be demos, of course, and I might eat my cake, right? I might sort of, eat my hat if it turns out to be amazing. But I don't know, maybe they've got fueling, so it pulls out the yard. They're hauling a big tomato sauce, and then the final scene is from cars, and then they cut back to this terrible marketing. Whoever done that. Now, interestingly, it's only available at the moment on Steam and PS5, so we'll have to see that. But the year 2027. Anyway, let's walk back to the truck. Let's walk over the hill. So, what do you think? I don't know. My first impressions are, wow, really wasn't expecting that. I was expecting them to. Isn't it meant to be on the Unreal 5, this next iteration of the game? And so I was expecting them to sort of like, really delve into the genre. We've already got all this immersion of where we can, you know, we can pull, pull and push the pin on the fifth wheel. We've got the air brake, well, the cables there, although they, don't, the colours don't represent the air and the electrics and stuff, but, they had a base game there, and I know they got a lot of flack, but this seems like it seems we're going to walk back to the truck. It seems to me that maybe they got so much flack on this game that now they just want to run it back to something that you might like a kids game. So they're not going to catch so much flack because the hardcore truckers of the of the console community are just going to look at it and sort of say, well, that's not my cup of tea anyway, so therefore there's no reason to slate it because I can see what that game is and what that game's bringing, I suppose. Anyway, I don't know. Gonna walk on back past this antler arch. I will still have this on rotation. It's a shame, like a little an indie company couldn't pick this up. Maybe this is a lost cause. Actually, maybe the because isn't this Unreal 4? I think this is Unreal 4. So maybe they've pushed this as far as they can go. I think it's going to be the Australian one that's going to pick this up. If you're listening to this, Australian Road Truckers, I forgot what it's called now, take your time. Just take your time with the game. If you want testers, just reach out to the community. Not me, but there's a bloody army of truck enthusiasts on the console. Or put it out for an open beta or an open alpha. And there is a huge market here, and for all of its problems, they did get quite a bit right, which is why it's on rotation on my Trucking Tuesdays, because as much as I have been infuriated with the PR, the public relations, and of this company, I don't think I can throw more money at that. Even if I do have a bloody channel, I just like I said, I might have to eat my hat, but I don't know. At this stage, I want to be doing truck games, and and that to me almost doesn't really fall under the trucking genre. Anyway, that's it from me. A little bit of an impromptu. Anyway, that's it from me. A little bit of an impromptu waffle in true slow and steady style. But yeah, I don't know. I will. Yeah, it's a shame that they can't come to this game and just road studios, movie studios, just don't bother. If you just sell this game to someone else and just get them to look after it or something. I don't know, but what a shame. I'm I won't lie. Actually, I'm going to finish the video in a second. I won't lie, I'm really disappointed, but on that, I've got to say, it's their game, it's their vision, it's their money, and all power to you. Go and make the game that you want to make. You do not have to jump to the community. You don't have to, of what some of us want. So, if you want to make that kind of game, then then you should be able to, right? No one no one should criticize that. No one should sort of, really. They could be disappointed, like I am. I'm disappointed, but it's a free bloody country, innit? It's a free world. Go and make the game that you want. But sadly, I am left feeling quite disappointed, and there we go. That's it from me, I suppose. But I'll be back next week with a Trucking Tuesday game, doing the rotation of all the legitimate trucking games on the console. And in my humble opinion, and of course, we know what we say here: opinions are like assholes, and everyone has one. And that was mine. I'll see you next week. Take it easy. See you soon. Bye.